Okay, it is exactly 1 a.m., April 2nd. Um, yeah, I'm in the zone, all right. So I'm doing mystic messages, um, and this is going to be a very special reading, because wow, it's going down. Um, I don't know about the lighting, but there's not much I can do about it. Maybe I can fix it a little bit. I want you to notice that yes, my Christmas tree is still up, but it's April, and that again is because a shift happened at the equinox December 25th, 26th, and I started feeling these vast amounts of change, and I started feeling the beginning of what we term upgrades, but really what it is it's like photons and neutrinos, and it's cosmic rays and things that are coming down and evolving humanity. So while there is alarming health events and political events and economic events, meaning like social events, and everything is at this uh, place of drama. Um, a card reading, I think, is really needed. I am going to point that light behind me, or maybe this one here, or maybe I'll just leave it all grainy. Um, yeah, I mean, it's energy, right? It's energy of a certain kind. Um, and I'm not gonna get weird, but this is also, yeah, I am gonna get weird. This is also will go, under the category of Ascension vlog. So just while I'm rolling a doobie, um, the Ascension vlog part, well, uh, right? Some of us are being called quite quite strongly back to our star families, and I don't know what else to say about that. Uh, whew. I guess I should say that if you are feeling like an interesting sort of energy on the top of your head, and of course the ear ringing, almost everyone has that. But if you're getting, um, if your sensory perception is really noticeably shifting around, and if you're feeling a disconnection between yourself and certain things or people or places or timelines, as we've been saying, and you're not sure like why, and you maybe even feel bad about it, I want to tell you that it's okay, that we all came here for different reasons, and they're not all the same. So if you feel that you had a mission or you came here with a mission, then you did. And some people, um, there's a ton of awakening going on. I don't know why I have to say that, but what I mean is, by some people, there's no some people anymore. I guess that's why I hesitated. So all people on the planet are taking a real good look at everything that has happened to them so far, and they're looking uh, at their current life at a standstill, more or less. I mean, it's different for everyone, but it's at a standstill because all of the usual things are, well, I don't know if I want to actually start going through and listing some of the things that are going on. I mean, I hope nobody's got their head in the sand and they are noticing that there's more to this story, and more to, like, well, I mean, it's not a story. I'm not uh, saying something's happening that isn't. I'm saying it's happening, and more than that is happening. Um, so I'm gonna pick a card now because I feel that was probably the boringest 5 minutes and 46 seconds that you have spent in a while. But we're also, like, one of the ascension symptoms has been actually for me to be at this time, even though all the stuff's going on, is to be very grounded, very calm, and I have had, anyways. So the card that I have shuffled from the Earth Warriors deck is kind of interesting because I just pulled this in when I tried to do an FB Live. So let's really get into this. So the beauty way of the Navajo. Now, I think this really describes how I'm feeling, and that I'm in a really kind of floaty, meditative, prayerful, and yet look at her. She's kind of got bags under her eyes. She's like in the middle actually of a lot of stress. And she may or may not know that she has this green orb with the butterfly in it that she's waiting to evolve and to go from the caterpillar to the butterfly. And I just want you to know that, I realize there's a lot going on here, and it isn't all just a la la la, consciousness expansion, you know, going on, because we have to be responsible for the physical as well. And we can't only address uh, the energy and the spirit and just completely ignore the violations to that have occurred in the physical that have caused us psychological and emotional pain, and not just us, of course. So many, so many, so many have suffered, and it's going to come out that the suffering is coming to an end as I read the cards. I'm sure, because it is. Um, okay, that was the Earth Warriors deck. Now we are going to pick from the Crystal Voyager Tarot. And, you know, a big part of me, usually, normally, I would have a lot of things to say and I would babble on about crystals or ancient cities or monuments, or I would have all this mental stuff to say. But the truth is that uh, the consciousness of the planet and of the human beings on it and all the beings on it is being reformed at this time, and then it's evolving. So I'm just saying that I don't have a lot of I'm not clinging to yesterday's thoughts, beliefs, or patterns, or behaviors. I mean, I've just been given a gift, and it's, on the one hand, to be able to have the time to release myself from all of that. So why wouldn't I? And the card that we have, wow, I feel wow. This is Kuan Yin. This is the star card. So I really have no choice but to talk about um, our star families and the uh, the cosmic implications of a all-out war on Earth, and the interdimensional aspects of ourselves, insofar as it is that we dream, and we seem to be going places and meeting people and doing stuff. And I want you to imagine that this is happening. Uh, you know that we are multidimensional beings, and that we, but like I'm gonna say, like not all of us, and that we time travel. We have no limits, and we come in and out of this particular uh, place and space in different forms at different times. And you can recognize, it's that thing when you meet someone and you're like, wow, I feel like I know you. I feel like I've seen you before. I feel like we're all, we've all been coming along on this journey, uh, of course, to get to this exact place, to get to this place where all of humanity has the time to make important decisions about how they want to move forward. And the star people are cheering you on right now, um, that you go, that you emerge from this seclusion and tragedy and the horror, because there's more horror to come of a certain kind that some of you know what I'm talking about, and it's really, whew, well, yeah, we have to face that it was never okay for us to be fed while others were hungry. It was never okay for us to be housed while others were homeless. It was never okay for privilege to have existed, or any of these things. And I'm not going to get all church mom, judgy, blamey, and shamey, even though I do that so well. But we do have to get rid of each and every one of us individually. Why would the Galactics or anyone want to give permission for anyone to enter a new egalitarian, loving, peaceful society if if they're not in alignment with those principles? If they really do believe that some people deserve negative things? No. So the card that I have pulled from the traditional Rider-Waite deck is the Eight of Swords. And you see, until we come out of our own personal bondage, uh, and look at the card, and you know that you are thinking of yourself like that right now in some respect, in some way. And when all of humanity is ready to share and care, and also stand in their own power, and take responsibility for all aspects of what human life entails, those bands will come off, that blindfold will come off, and all of the belief systems, those mental swords behind, will truly be behind. But until humanity is ready to rip off what binds us, rip off the blindfold, and step over the threshold, and I imagine a card will come up that has something to do with that. We're all stuck. You can't offer someone a plate of what's good for them if they're not going to eat it. You're not going to offer it to them if you already know they're not going to eat it. Okay? So, the next deck that we will rotate ourselves. Well, let's try a rune, okay? So here we have the runes in the really cool thing. Um, I have this way of just, really attracting and manifesting beautiful things. Um, no matter how poor I am. And I have been very poor, and I'm still basically poor because I've never ever thought that this whole putting a price tag on what my Earth Mother gives me for free business made sense. And I'm not, again, I'm not going to go and I'm not going to do what I normally do, which is get all superior and point the finger at humanity and go, I can't believe you would do this. I can't believe you would do that. You know, you guys are going, you're thinking, hopefully, you're hopefully, you're not going, oh, I can't wait until until it all goes back to normal, because normal was completely insane and oppressive and wrong. So now we're gonna just dive in here. Um, and we're gonna pick a rune. This is what we have. And it is respect, number 9. That makes a lot of sense to me, because we don't have any. We have no respect whatsoever for each other, for ourselves, for children, for elders, for animals. And I am going to do it now. I'm going to do the whole judgy thing. Um, yeah, so we have had no regard for the sick so far. We have had no regard for the hungry, the poor. We didn't care. We don't. Do we care now? Of those who have been traumatized, those that have been oppressed by war, those that have been oppressed by anything, we just didn't care. We just didn't care, did we? No. So I'm really glad that a bunch of people who were so happy with their job and making their car payments, and so happy that they had everything they needed and they felt that they deserved, that they can't pay their rent and that their business just went out of business, because this is not good business. It's not good business to keep yourself busy so that you don't have time to think about the fact that you're a citizen of the planet, and that you are a member of the human family, and that if you cannot uh, uh, think for your whole family, you can't be part of things, and you really need to separate yourself off and just get what you need for yourself and go like this to everything else. That's yeah, I really hope that we have put an end to that somehow, with whoever we are. And yeah, so we're gonna do some more Earth Warriors now. What's going on? Hey, it's that war for Earth. Somehow when I take my glasses off, I become normal. Um, I am gonna shuffle these cards, and I'm gonna say that the war for Earth is not a joke, and it's real, and this is the culmination. And you probably noticed that when if you think that all of the fuss and the bother and all of the stuff that's going on are because of that one thing that you're hearing about, think again. If you think that you know, you're not even ready to hear from me. Most people are not even, they cannot even hear the truth or anything that doesn't pander to their ego. For me, never mind the truth that is about to come out about everything. And I suppose that it would be a good idea for you to just give up on everything that you know is not pure, because this is the purification. Woo! And here we have Totemic Puma, Power Awakening. Now, this power that is awakening in you, whoa, it's going to be intense, but you have to just give up on the old ways, the old egoic ways, the old ways of competition, the old ways of, well, I would mention that other person, but then maybe they'll get the attention and I won't. That whole way of doing things, it's got to stop. You know, we could have been supporting each other all this time, encouraging each other all this time, lifting each other up and building each other up all this time. So I hope this, when you come into your power, because you're so gonna come into your power, man. Whoa. Um, After you have gotten rid of all of everything you know that has to go. Um, and the next card we have is Honor of the Ancient King. You know, we do have wisdom. How is that playing into any of this? Haha, right? Is it? And now we have White Buffalo Woman, Hopeful Heart, see her sign. Please do. And if in all of this you are not remembering that there's more, and there always was, to this life, I guess, when the because the veil has dropped and we're all going to be able to see, and when these energies come and all this stuff happens, you know, you may as well be prepared. You may as well have been preparing yourself. So, you know, check in with your energy, check in with the energy, uh, get in tune with your energy, and make use of the tools that you have, um, like crystals and stuff. Sing. Um, you know, let this upgrade to the crystalline body happen to you, if that's what's happening to you, because it's definitely happening to me. It's getting really interesting. This avatar is um, having a power awakening, and I guess I just want to join with you now in your power awakening. Okay? It's only when we're pushed up against the wall that we evolve, okay? That's what it takes sometimes. That's what's happening. Namaste. Now we're all gonna go.